Hello, Libra. I already pulled you out a card and you guys have the card of protection. This says onions share ways to take responsibility and empower your own life. They indicate that you are on the right path and that you are protected and that you have to keep going and not give up. Believe in yourself and listen to that inner voice. Your truth is the most important element right now. Take care that you do not take on things you really do not understand or that are not a part of your personal journey. Okay, so it's kind of giving, like protecting your boundaries, protecting your peace, the fact that you are protected, a bit of reassurance from spirit. But that's the first message we got for you. So hello, Libra, welcome and welcome back to my channel. This time I'm going to be doing a bit of a timeless one, so whenever you guys are watching this video, this is a message for you, okay, my angels. So let's dive in to your reading. I'm going to pop that one there. Let's dive into the other messages that spirit has for you right now. So you are protected. This is Aries energy. Let's see what is going on for Libra. What's the messages that you want to pass on to Libra, please, spirit? Message for Libra. Yang, that just came out for Aquarius. This is brand new beginnings, right? Protect your ideas. All right, the round around being there is no coincidence, because it's also saying be aware of cycles in life, right? Maybe there are some cycles that you fall into, so it's a really good time to make sure you don't fall back into old habits, old cycles. The Yang is about new beginnings, new energies entering your life. So let's get one more. All right, and you got Not For You and Orphaned energy. So that's an interesting one. You've got two different things that spirit wants to talk about. The number one is that there's new beginnings. Maybe this is about processing an old or whatever, right? Not For You says that there is something, sometimes in life, closed doors are actually protection. And I want you to know that, not to take things personally. If people close doors on you, people reject you, or whatever it is, maybe someone's not quite right for you. Okay. So this energy you might take personally and feel neglected or abandoned because of this, or alone, but spirit's saying you have no idea what game people could be playing, right? So you never really know who people are. And that could be a part of that onion too. There's layers to this that spirit wants you to understand. So if something closes, thank them because they're showing you the way. Okay. And that's really what I want you to know right now. Okay. Let's grab you a tea leaf tarot card. We're going to get to a couple of random messages that might relate to you right now. Libra. Okay. So Mountain Road really clarifies what the onion said, because it says you're on the right path, and it says you're on the road to success. And then you have Shield, which says you need to protect yourself. Okay. Interesting. And let's dive a bit deeper, because this is basically protection, right? You need to defend yourself. Okay. And when I say defend, it could be about speaking up for yourself, right? Because that onion did also speak about your truth. But it also is a shield kind of blocks things. So it's more about protection than attacking, right? So let's see. What is the overall energy going on in Libra's life right now when they're watching this video? 5 of Wands and the Page of Cups. So this is about emotional challenges. And not just that, this is about conflict and arguments and things that are really stirring up your feelings. Okay? We're going to dive a bit deeper into that, but I want to see how you are showing up. What's the energy of Libra at this time? 7 of Cups. So you're a bit confused. Okay, so we got some drama going on in your life. Why is the 5 of Wands here? Okay, so you probably have a stubborn person or someone who's closed off. 10 of Swords is an ending, right? Someone's adamant about an ending, someone's not opening up, and that could be creating an ending in a relationship, for example. But again, I'm just going to say, let something fall apart or fall away if that's how it's going to go, because I feel like there's better things out there for you. The Empress says to know your worth, know your value. Okay? Find happiness in your own space. There's a phrase, a quote where it says, if you're not comfortable in your own company, then you're in bad company. If you struggle to be alone, and it could be that you're not like the best company to be around, right? So maybe it's about doing the inner work to make yourself a bit more comfortable to be around. That's just for someone out there. But either way, the Not For You card in the 10 of Swords is clearly an ending, right? It's clearly a closed door. 4 of Pentacles, though, there could be a bit of resistance, is what I'm seeing, a little bit of that rubbing together. And we do have Aries here, because maybe there's a lot of stubbornness going on. Maybe you're holding on to something, or someone's just not budging. And again, it's kind of creating a bit of a explosion is what I'm seeing. Page of Cups. Why is this here? The Star. So this is about needing to process your feelings and emotions for you to actually heal from a situation. What can Libra do about this conflict? The Lovers, to make a choice. Is this someone that you actually want or need in your life? That's the question. Like, really, right? Because the Four of Pentacles could be that maybe, you know, like, I just want you to ask you, is this really actually a good option for you, is basically what I want to say. And that can just be in terms of career as well, right? Closed doors doesn't just have to be to do with love, but the Lovers is saying it is about a choice, whether you want someone or something to walk the journey with you. And for some of you, I feel like it's just not a good, I don't think it's a good match, or it's not a good person. 10 of Swords and Four of Pentacles. Yeah, the Tower. That's exactly what I was seeing here. The Four of Pentacles could be, again, someone's holding on to something and just so that it doesn't fall apart, but it's naturally falling apart. So again, like, it's almost like you can't do much about this. If someone's just going to implode or decide to break up or whatever it is, it's almost like you can't keep this together for long, because the Tower is always going to fall down because it's divine intervention. Whatever is built on faulty foundations will always come crumbling at some point. So it's that kind of vibe. And 10 of Swords. So Tower, again, someone's stubbornness could really be, you know, shaking things up. So I'm going to assume this is love, right? So again, the Page of Cups and the Star is really about you finding your healing in this, to be honest, and making sure that you prioritize and protect your feelings and emotions and your inner child, I guess, because some of you might be healing inner child wounds based on what's going on around you right now. 7 of Cups being in Libra's energy right now. What is this about? 3 of Wands, waiting for communication for some. 7 of Cups is a lack of closure, wanting clarity. Knight of Swords in your energy could be that some of you really want an answer in some way, but it might not be coming in. Why is the 7 of Cups here in Libra's energy? Empress, the need to know your worth and value, most likely to let go of something. 7 of Cups, 2 of Wands. And I was thinking about like how the Yang, where would the Yang come in? And then the 2 of Wands came out. So I feel like you have a great imagination. Whoever I'm reading for, you have a great imagination. You've got really lots of ideas up in your head. You're probably really good at, you know, imagining things, fantasizing about things. And I think that maybe at the moment you might be waiting for communication from someone, and Spirit saying, stop wasting your time and energy on that. They want you to actually start imagining more about your future, what could happen in your future with or without someone, right? It's almost like start focusing on you and what you can create, right? Because the world is your oyster when this card comes in. You have limitless possibilities and options out there in the world. So it's time to stop playing it small and waiting for things that just are not worthy of you or in alignment to your energy. 7 of Cups, I want you to start imagining what you can have, because I feel like you imagine certain people or a specific person or whatever the situation is that's coming up here, because it does feel like a dynamic. It's like you're fantasizing about what could happen or what would happen if something went well, right? But it's like Spirit wants you to start imagining other things. It's almost, that's the energy I see, redirecting your attention and energy. And that's where the Yang comes in, right? Using your energy wisely to create something new. So I'm going to dive into that for you. But let's see, what else does Spirit want you to know right now when you're watching this video? The Knight of Wands. So yeah, that's that Yang energy, about using your positivity and your optimism. Sometimes it can be a bit, I'm going to say a word that you might not like, but it's not to offend anyone, but it's like a bit like the fantasy, like I was saying, about being a little bit delusional. You're very optimistic, right? The Knight of Wands is Sagittarius energy. It's about the silver lining, which is an amazing trait to have, by the way. But as I said, I feel like you're moving it in the wrong direction. You're fantasizing about things that just might not be in alignment to you. Specifically around people, I'm not going to lie, but the Knight of Wands is really good for your future goals, right? And your experiences that you want out of life. So the Knight of Wands a little bit here is about being optimistic about new things and not about things that are clearly not for you. So let's see, why is the Knight of Wands here? 8 of Cups, so walking away from things that don't fulfill you emotionally so you can go after things that do. Why is this Knight of Wands here? What's the message behind the Knight of Wands? To start focusing and prioritizing your own happiness, right? And that's just what it is. There are some things that just cannot fulfill you the way that you can fulfill yourself. So maybe it's time to start focusing on you. Nine of Cups, the Moon. And whatever feelings are coming up when I say that with the Nine of Cups about you spending more time in your own energy, being happy in your own energy, the Moon and the Nine of Wands tells me there's a trigger there. A fear or a subconscious feeling that is coming up that they really want you to process. Okay? Like rejection or abandonment wounds, or can I know what is behind that Moon? The Magician. Now, the Magician, if it's in terms of a belief, is a feeling that you can't have something, right? Or that you can't manifest something. It's not possible, right? So that's kind of what I want you to start focusing on, is that there's possible to have better doors for you, okay? All right. Let's dive into your advice. Advice for Libra, the Nine of Pentacles again, about your own energy. Not gonna lie, it's a very strong message. And the Eight of Wands, a reminder that you are on the right path. Okay, that opportunities are starting to open up for you and when you start moving in the right direction. Okay, Nine of Pentacles as advice. Queen of Wands, stop throwing away your energy. Because the Queen of Wands is someone who's very beautiful, very attractive, got great ideas, like I was saying that you have, very did I say attractive, very positive, very bubbly, very kind, but it feels like you've lost yourself in this connection. You've lost your essence. So the Nine of Pentacles being about you, your independence, working on yourself and building yourself back up again, is you getting that back, right? Getting your ambitions back, getting more positive. You didn't need anyone. You don't need anyone. Everyone's an addition to you, right? Or a bonus, even if it's whatever it is. It feels like there's an attachment to something. It doesn't have to be to do with love, by the way. We're not just speaking about that. It can also be career, right? It could be a door closed and you feel like, I really, really need that. But Spirit's like, hey, if you just let go a little bit, you'll see that I'm actually guiding you to something even more incredible. So don't lose yourself in this rejection or in this situation or this conflict or competition, right? Maybe you guys signed up for something and it didn't work out well, right? Or maybe you didn't get picked for an interview or whatever it is. It's like this energy of stop holding on to it, allow that door to close so that you can actually focus on even better things. Nine of Pentacles speaks of financial freedom, independence, loving your own energy, being able to reap what you have sown in life. So it's a really important time to focus on that energy. And again, Eight of Wands is new opportunities flooding your way. Okay, I think that's why the Empress is here, is really about trusting in your worth and your value and what you bring to the table in life, and knowing that people, it's like there's an affirmation I'm trying to bring to my mind for you, Libra, which is what I desire desires me back. And it's that kind of energy of whether it's an opportunity, if it's financial freedom and a certain amount of money that you want to make a month, or whether it be a certain job or a certain, traits of a job, right? It's that kind of thing. So anyway, when you're finding your own energy, you're going to notice that a lot of things start running more smoothly. Why is the Nine of Pentacles here as advice? Yeah, I guess all of this keeps jumping up over here. So in order to have this, you must heal this energy. The Three of Swords is separation, heartache, and pain. Eight of Wands. Why is this advice? King of Wands, being more creative, right? Having a lot of creative projects coming up for you. Could be a really good opportunity coming your way, by the way. And maybe a fire sign reaching out. Ace of Cups. When you start to love yourself, you'll start to see a lot of people starting to love you too. And knowing whether it matches, whether it's good enough for you, right? It's almost like that's how I want to see it. Maybe you're asking yourself, am I good enough for this, or am I good enough for that? And I feel like Spirit's saying, are they good enough for you? I think a lot of you need to work on like that kind of confidence in yourself. Okay, my angels. So let's grab you out an affirmation. I might clarify actually some of these cards. Let's just dive into it. Let's see. What's the not for you? I'm assuming it's that Tower. What is the not for you about? Queen of Pentacles could be an earth sign, could be in regards to finances, and the Ace of Pentacles. So it's a new stable beginning that might not be for you. So maybe it's a job, maybe it's a certain specific person, whatever it is, a stable new beginning with that Queen of Pentacles or with this specific person is not for you. Okay, it doesn't mean that finances are not for you. It could just mean, again, a specific opportunity is not the right one. And you never know why, right? It might seem good on the surface, but they could have been really crazy. Or maybe, you know, it could have been empty promises. You just never know what's behind a door. So don't just assume that it's your fault or that you missed a great opportunity, because you never really know what's going on behind closed doors. And the shield, why is this here? Page of Cups. So it really is, again, what we were saying here about you healing your feelings and emotions in regards to something. And the Four of Wands. Yes, so that you can have more success in your own energy, focusing more on your own goals. And the Yang, this new beginning, the Devil. Once you release whatever this conflict is, once you release a toxic connection or release something that you've been codependent on or stuck on, when you release fears also, I feel like that's when the energy starts to move in your favor. So let's quickly grab out. And by the way, you're protected, like I said. So maybe things are just shutting down because they're just not worth your time and energy, right? You're being protected. So if things aren't able to come into your life, maybe they're not able to come in, it's for a reason. You're being protected. An affirmation for Libra whenever they're watching this video. Can you fall out, please? I guess we'll take that. I'm evolving every day and I'm patient with my growth. Each day brings new experiences. With each new experience, you grow inevitably. Maybe you're not where you want to be yet, but as babies learn how to walk, you also have to do it gradually. Be kind to yourself during this process. All right, my angels, that's what you need to hear right now. So I'm going to love you and leave you. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. If you like this reading and it resonated with you, then let me know in the comments section. And don't be afraid to like and subscribe if you would like to. Personal readings should be open by the time I'm posting this video. So if you want a personal reading from me, then go check those out. But if not, either way, I'll see you guys next time. All right.